ESPN welcomes you back to our live coverage of the NASCAR Select Batteries 400, being brought to you by Exide NASCAR Select, the official automotive battery of NASCAR. By Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more champions trust. And by the more than 2,700 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. The next race we will televise for you will be at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia. Mudpole qualifying at 3 o'clock on Friday, October the 1st on ESPN2. The NASCAR Featherlight Modified Series at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Our happy hour coverage at 5 o'clock on Saturday. And then on Sunday, October the 3rd, RPM Today at noon. NASCAR Today with Bill Weber at 12:30. And the Napa Auto Care 500 gets the green flag at 1 o'clock on ESPN. RPM Tonight on ESPN2 at 9:30, Sunday, October 3rd. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Well, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place cars, BP, are really going at it.
They sure are. Here comes Bobby Hamilton. We've seen this Kodak Film Chevrolet run awfully well. He's finally caught up to these fast cars. What can he do with them?
He's been able to work as well on that low side of the racetrack as anyone. DJ was up there trying to pass the 60 car. Jeff Burton got by him on the outside, and then Jeff finally worked and got by Jeffrey Bodine down on the inside. And while all that was going on, Rusty Wallace passed Mark Martin for the 4th position.
It's like the headlights broke out there on the right front, huh?
Looks like he's running into someone. In the close quarter. By the way, we talked about Martinsville. I never see Dale Jarrett on the inside of Jeffrey Bodine. I saw Clay Campbell down in the infield earlier today. He said he's still got a few tickets left for that race in Martinsville. So if you fans want to come see a great NASCAR Winston Cup race.
Another one of the action tracks on the circuit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Last short track race of 1999.
These guys here are full straightaway behind the leader. And by the way, we have passed the halfway mark. We have completed 202 laps, so Tony Stewart picks up $10,000 for leading at the halfway mark.
From the folks at Gatorade. That's a pretty nice little lick at $10,000. Watch Hamilton and DJ.
Look at Hamilton's car down on that inside. He got a bite coming up off the corner, which is pretty impressive.
Not only has he run into someone in the front end, but he has a wheel mark there in the right rear.
I'll let him go, DJ. So that's not the nature of a race driver, is it?
No, it sure isn't.
Michael Waltrip went behind the wall a while ago with some smoke pouring from that car and the oil line broken, but the 7 car rolls down pit road and is about to rejoin the action. He'll be about 53 laps down. Another bump from Hamilton as he takes the spot from DJ.
Told you I'll let him go.
Some good fatherly advice that the son didn't listen to, Ned.
Well, of course, he didn't hear, but...
That was a battle for the 7th position.
That's worth another look in real time.
Going down in the corner. Ooh, just touched.
Is that what is called rattling one's cage?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, but that was okay. I mean, he'd been racing him hard. Just a little bit of a touch there. That's okay to do that kind of thing.
Well, here's Tony Stewart now, whose lead over Jeff Gordon isn't all that much. In fact, it's only about 0.4 of a second.
Wow, Jeff Gordon closing right in.
Down to Jerry Punch.
Well, we saw Tony Stewart have a problem in the pits for that last pit stop. In fact, he was the 3rd car on the racetrack. The problem he had was they had a lug nut fall off on the right front. Now, the car is handling real well right now. They don't have a problem with the fact they've made no adjustment whatsoever on the car. The biggest concern they've had is their pit stop. Tony is very, very concerned about stalling the car when he comes down pit road, and so he's coming in so slow to keep the motor revved up. He's throwing the timing off from the pit crew. So we'll watch his next stop. Let's check in with Bill.
About 30 laps ago, before we went back to green, I asked Ray Evernham, are you guys going to be okay? He said the right rear tire problem's not going to affect us. throughout the evening. The problem is trying to catch the 20 car. At that point, the 24 was in front of the 20 car. But Jeff Gordon gave up that lead, and when Tony Stewart went by him, Gordon got on the radio and said, "Look at him go."
And he can look up in his rearview mirror, and the crash here on the front straightaway right in front of Jeff Gordon and the leader, but they get by.
That's Ward Burton, whose car is right in the low groove of the racetrack past the start-finish line. Tough night for Ward, involved in the bump with Mark Martin very early in the race, and now crashing here on lap 212. Here comes Tony Stewart around, and Darrell Waltrip is trying to get one of his laps back.
And he does. Tony Stewart slows down and lets him go by.
We saw Jeffrey Bodine slowing. What was that all about, Bill?
Well, on Jeff Bodine's car, they thought they had an ignition box problem. They changed ignition boxes, and now they believe the problem is in the engine compartment. So they're going to bring him in. They're going to have to go under the hood here on pit road. But great run for him through the first 200 laps. But now Jeff Bodine with problems.
We take a look at this crash involving Ward Burton.
Never see Ward coming off the corner. All of a sudden, it just goes around. The back end just comes around.
And there comes Tony Stewart, the leader, and Jeff Gordon, who run him second. They hit all that smoke, and Tony Stewart looks like that he's headed right into him, but he comes to the low side. I'm sure his spotter told him to go low, and Jeff Gordon's spotter told him to go high, and now all the leaders are in the pits.
Pit stops on lap 214. Bill Weber.
They have warned Jeff Gordon just to be careful with his tires. Other than that, no major changes. They do bump up the spoiler a little bit. Right side tires around. They whip around to the left side. They'll put on the left sides. The fuel is in. They clean the windshield. He's almost ready to go. Revs the engine. He's on his way toward Jerry Punch.
Great pit stop for Tony Stewart's crew so far. One round of mud in there trying to help the forward bite. Stewart is down and away, but Gordon and Labonte will beat him out from pit road.
And Mark Martin, so Tony's going to fall into fourth position.
And look at Mike Skinner sit there and just lose position after position. He must have gone back to the 16th, 17th position.
All right, now from the Pennzoil copter cam, we're going to watch both Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart get through this incident involving Ward Burton, and both had to hit the brakes. Gordon goes high and Stewart goes low. Both of them not involved in the Ward Burton accident. His car is being pushed back behind the wall. We'll be back in just a moment with more from Richmond International.